Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. That's right, you're watching the Members Summit, Now for Life Members Summit, where I'm featuring some of my amazing elite members and everything that they're doing that really changed their life. And if you pay attention, even if you're just listening, it could change your life too. And coming up, ooh, she's a rebel with a cause. Absolutely. She taught me a whole new meaning for quantum leaping. And she's a recent member that's just blazing a trail so hot, her hair is red. That's right. Allison's in the house. What's happening, Allison? Look at that red hair.
Diego, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Really, I really am.
I'm so excited to have you. You know, the ladies, I have to say, that have been with us for years, if I send out a memo, a text message, I call them something and say, would you? Usually they say yes if they can fit it in their schedule. But you recently joined us, like this year,
Mhm.
joined us. And you're right there with us, toe to toe. You're like, I have no idea what the heck you're doing, like this member summit. But
Yep.
yeah, I'll come over and hang out. Why?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because this is you're my people. This is my community, and I've never felt that before. And so I'm like, how do I get to contribute, and who do I get to be friends with? Whether they want to be friends with me or not is not my problem. I am your friend now, and it's just been
They
life changing.
absolutely want to be friends with you, and you
Mhm.
fit in so great, and it's wonderful. And there's really no, for everybody that's watching, no, we are not the kind of group where you have to be a certain kind of person.
No.
Look at everybody that you'll see throughout this summit that we're airing once a week, and everybody that you've seen on the International Women's Day, on the Now Awards, all of that. We're from all walks of life and all
Mhm.
over the world. You just got to be truly you and come and hang out. We're not
Yeah.
looking for perfect.
Nope.
God knows I'm not perfect. Well, wait,
And me
let me say,
neither.
no, not perfect. Still not perfect.
Maybe better luck tomorrow, Tigo.
So if I were to meet you on the street, or if I met you in a mixer and they said the rebel is here, I would go, well, they can't be talking about Allison. You know, she's very structured, very organized. She's professional. She's very successful.
Mhm.
Why do you call her a rebel? And then I find out you call yourself a rebel. What's
Yeah.
that about?
Well, I'm not just a rebel, I'm the obedient rebel. And, it actually came about as a little aside. I was in a networking event, and we were talking about different kinds of rebels, and they said, "So and so is a leader rebel." And I leaned over to my best friend and I said, "I'm an obedient rebel." And she looked at me and she said, "You need to write that down." And I was like,
Mm.
"Do I really?" And so as I started thinking more about being an obedient rebel, like, what does that look like? What does that actually mean? Because you're right. I don't come in with like a joint and all of the things. That's not my
Wait, wait, wait,
style
wait,
at all.
wait. Allison with a joint. That the visual. Let's take a minute.
An elbow joint, yes. A knee joint, yes.
Yeah.
No, you'll never see me
No,
with one of those.
no. I'm literally gonna freeze that frame and put it out there and say, Allison, I'm gonna put a joint in your hand. No, I'm kidding. But
Don't you dare.
she said, don't you dare. She will really be a rebel if I do that.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
keep going. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. You're good. So what I realized was when you're wanting to change your life and make life meet you on your terms and really tap into your potential, getting out of burnout, getting out of, just the day to day and really like get to your next level, you have to become an obedient rebel. An obedient rebel is one who obeys the laws. That's a capital L, the universal laws, but they break the rules. And the rules must be broken if you're going to successfully and easily quantum leap because of the second reason why we've got to be an obedient rebel. An obedient rebel trusts her inner guidance and she rebels against her conditioning and programming. So we have to break the rules. We have to break our programming that tells us we're not enough, that it's going to take forever, that we don't have what it takes, all of the things. And obedient rebels don't just know it here in their head, they
Right.
embody it. They
But I
embody.
gotta ask you, I gotta pause you because we only have so many minutes, and you know
Mhm.
Alan's got his finger on the button. You're talking about breaking the rules, not the laws.
Mhm.
But and you're mainly talking to females. I mean, you have customers and clients from
Mhm,
all walks of life,
mhm.
but you're mainly talking to females, especially in here for the Now for Life group, right?
Yes.
Um, but we're taught as females from before we can even remember to color inside the lines, to walk a certain course that you just do not, for whatever the reason, you do not do X, Y, or Z. And back in the day when I was growing up, kids were seen and not heard. You didn't have the nerve to ask why. You just, mom said no, dad said no, the society said no. So I don't. So you're asking us to get past that, bust out that bubble, if I'm correctly understanding.
Mhm.
What about the fear of breaking out, of coloring outside the line? What about that?
When you really know who you are, when you know how you're wired in your genetics, in your DNA, we have so many gifts that we don't even realize we have. And when you
Mm,
understand what your gifts are and you lean into those gifts, then breaking out of that bubble, like there's nothing, you can't not, because you can't be in the bubble anymore. You can't be boxed in anymore because you're letting your soul free and having
wow.
that fullest expression of who you really truly are in your light, in your glory, in your humility, all of those things. It makes the breaking out of that bubble inconsequential.
Wow. Okay. But then what about the fear of falling down? The fear of failure, because people are quick to jump on your bandwagon when you're
Mhm.
successful.
Oh yeah.
When the parade is taking off and you are the guest star sitting on the back seat of the convertible doing your pageant wave. People, oh, I knew you would always do it, girl. I've been thinking about you this whole time. I had no worries. But before that happens, they're the first ones. If you fall down, if you miss a step, if you just trip a
Mhm,
little bit, then
mhm.
they go, see, told you, you shouldn't be doing this. And then you kind of take that, I know I have, you take your wings and you kind of do this and you back into the darkness again. Because what if they're right? How do you approach that and how do you help people get through that?
Well, it's all about reframing. It's reframing what failure is and what failure isn't. Failure is not an identity. It's not your identity. It's not who you are.
Mm,
Failure is an event of whatever happened. And when we can reframe it, and I used to be really, really afraid of failure and afraid of other people's judgment. And there's still some of that comes up, like, oh, I'm going to say this, but I'm like, it's good. The people who resonate are going to resonate, and those who don't won't, and that's okay. That's out of my control. But when you can reframe failure as just, I found a gap that I didn't know was there. And
right.
failure, you actually literally create your skills and your skill set through failure. That didn't
Okay.
work, so now I need to learn this. I mean, it's beautiful. It becomes a beautiful experience. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, where's the gap? Find the gap, close the gap. Find the gap, close the gap. And I was just having such a great time learning about myself and my natural gifts and my skills that I was learning, that I stopped worrying about what others were saying about whether I was succeeding or failing, because what were they doing? They were sitting on their couch scrolling through TikTok all the time, and I was changing the world, at least
It's
changing
like,
my
how do
world.
you do it?
Yeah.
So it's that quantum leaping. If you are in your darkest place, if you're afraid to step into the light, or you've stepped into it for the first time,
Mhm,
whether that is, picking a company name and creating a logo, having your website, or doing your first live, or standing on a stage, or writing your book, or selling your first product, you know, is that a quantum leap? Or is it after you do those basic things and then it's the next level after that?
Oh, you know what? I actually learned how to quantum leap. I didn't even realize that I was doing it coming out of the darkest period of my adult life. And so I would say, to answer that question, yes and yes, because you don't quantum leap just once. You quantum leap throughout your whole life. And when you know how to do it, and the quantum leaps are those sudden electrifying shifts into a new level of being, creating, leading.
Mm.
It's so yummy. It's so juicy. And when you understand how to do it, you can quantum leap like every 90 days or less if you want. But yes, you can absolutely quantum leap out of your darkness and without even knowing what you're doing. But
So
then again,
we've
so much
got
fun when
people
you know what
leaning
you're doing.
forward like I am right now, right? And they're saying, yeah, I want a quantum leap.
Mhm.
How do they do it? Do you have a program? Is there a book? How do they quantum leap? I
Yes.
know they don't go watch the show because I asked you that and you said,
No.
no, that's
I'm
not
like,
it.
no,
So,
this is more fun because this is real.
okay. So, how do they do it? How do they get started?
I actually have a free workshop online that I do twice a month. It's called The Obedient Rebel's Guide to Quantum Leaps. And we go through the 6 power moves of quantum leaping with actionable things that you can take away from that workshop and start applying right away. I am not about theory. I'm not about the philosophy. I'm about boots on the ground. All right, how do I do it? Show me how to do that. What does this look like for me in my life? And that's what I'm passionate about showing others how to do. 6 power
So,
moves.
how do they find it? How
So
do they find this group?
you're gonna go you can go to my website, AllysonChavez.com, or you can go to www.prosperityapproach.com/obedient rebel rising. All one word. And come join me and come play with me. You see how powerful you are.
Okay, one more time because somebody is driving and they're going to call me and say, I couldn't write it down. One more time.
Prosperityapproach.com/obedient rebel rising. And you got to put a www in front of it.
Okay,
About
okay, okay.
prosperityapproach.com.
I have been just itchy. I've been moving around, just excited because I wanted to start with this, but I didn't want to be rude. But I got to thank you because you were the first featured article on my article on USA Today. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
agreeing to take the journey with me, man. 154 million subscribers and us. We're on USA
I
Today
know.
together.
Whoop,
And
whoop.
look at
You
that.
look at that.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for taking that journey with me. What does it mean to you when you get on international and global platforms such as USA Today?
Oh, bigger, just I can shine my light brighter and touch more people and have a bigger impact. And it's just a ton of fun. It's so much fun. Because this absolutely lights my soul on fire. I'm like, how else can I get in front of people to let them know how powerful they are and how incredible they are, and that they literally can live life on their own terms, regardless of what is going on in their circumstances. And when we talked about USA Today, I was like, oh, that's pretty much a no-brainer. Yeah, yeah, let's do that. The world is topsy-turvy, but we are the cream rising to the top. You gotta know that you are.
You're the best. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. Tell everybody how to get in touch with you one more time.
Thank you so much. Go to AllysonChavez.com or www.prosperityapproach.com/obedient rebel rising, and we'll see you on the other side.
I'm so proud to call you a sister of ours at the Now Network. And thank you so much for being a part of pretty much everything we're doing right now, which is awesome, including USA Today. Okay, I'm being super excited and crazy, and Alan's going, oh my God.
No, perfect. I'm so excited. I love it. I love it. It's beautiful.
You're the best. All right, everybody, you know what to do. If you couldn't write it down, if you're driving, if you were brushing your teeth when you were listening to this, go to tigodirect.com, type in Allyson. Guess what's going to happen? She's going to come up. Send her a private message. Say, hey, I heard you on the Now for Life Member Summit. I want to know more information about quantum leaping, about your article, about being a rebel myself. And she'll reach back out to you. I hope you enjoyed this segment of the summit. You know I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day.